That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have been confirmed that the voice actors of Subaru from ReZero and Rudeus, not old Rudeus, the new Rudeus in Mushoku Tensei, are getting married. This almost feels like a political marriage. You know, in those shows where it's like medieval times and there's like diplomacy and, you know, important politics happening, and in order to like show dominance or like show that, you know, these two families can get along, right? That like you have like an arranged political marriage. Kind of feels like that for the fucking MT and ReZero mentally ill schizos on Twitter as they continue to fight each other. But Otaku Spirit, please give me the breakdown.
The internet is truly a fascinating thing. The internet's ability to draw together people and even individuals that have the weirdest things they're stuck on is truly fascinating. But yes, before I get into that craziness, let's get into the important news that happened this morning. And yes, that was the announcement from Uchiyama that she is getting married.
Woo!
Really cool little thing here. She states on Twitter, "We have been blessed with many wonderful opportunities this year. Thank you very much for your support. And on a personal note, I am happy to report to you all that I've been blessed with many wonderful opportunities this year."
All right.
In this tweet, she actually posts an image with a statement saying, "To everyone who has supported us and to all the people involved, I, Uchiyama Yumi, would like to announce that I have married..."
Is he reading this Japanese right now? Oh my god. I didn't know Otaku Spirit could read moon runes. Oh, this is actually very impressive. He can just straight up read this? Now, this is a true otaku.
Voice actor Kobayashi Yusuke. Let's continue to support each other without forgetting our gratitude.
I'm genuinely impressed. He can just watch anime without subs. He can just read light novels without translations? Really?
We will continue to work even harder.
Oh yeah, what if there's like a translation on the second monitor though, exactly? This fraud! You lied to me! No, my headcanon is he can read the moon runes, but there may be a separate monitor for this.
Thank you for your continued support. Really cool. Congratulations to Uchiyama and Kobayashi. Really fantastic news. I am really, really happy for the two of you. But yes, that leads us into Andrew. Why is this so weird? Well, you think with an announcement like this, you're going to think people are really excited for it, which...
Yeah, a lot of normal people are very happy. A lot of functioning, reasonable members of society who are well-adjusted and don't have mental illnesses are going to be here and say, wow, congratulations. I don't really know you people, but you voice act, you know, my favorite characters in my favorite shows, so I'm glad y'all are getting along. Great, but oh my god. The monkeys on Twitter, what are they screeching about?
They are. I mean, if you look in the actual comments, the reply...
Oh. Was he just reading this? No. I thought this was this he's reading. Wait. Okay. I thought this was this part. So I ignored this. And I thought he was just reading raw of this section right here. Not aware that this is... Anyways, my headcanon is that he can still read moon runes.
For the two of you. But yes, that leads us into Andrew. Why is this so weird? Well, you think with an announcement like this, you're going to think people are really excited for it, which they are. I mean, if you look in the actual comments, the replies to this, a lot of people are extremely happy.
Read it! Oh, hey, that's the author of ReZero right here.
You even have the author of ReZero. He's in here saying, yeah, congratulations.
Is this MT author?
Wish you all the best. Even Refugin, the author behind Mushoku Tensei,
wow.
Comes in here and says, yes, congratulations. So fantastic. Wish you the best. Everybody's happy. Like, there's a ton of really happiness that's coming in the replies. Yes, obviously, there's a lot of jokes being made right now because, yes, Rowan technically is voiced by Kobayashi, and this right here voiced by Uchiyama. So technically, Rudeus married Roxy's father.
Or you could also say that Subaru married Puck, because Puck is also voice acted by her, right?
Yes, you have a lot of people pointing out the obvious note here, which is that, yes, one voice is Puck, one voice is Subaru, but the more important thing is that, yes.
Wait, the translation is the text above. The translation was different from what he said. So I am fucking right. I wasn't crazy for assuming that he can't read Japanese moon runes, because the translation, again, I was right. You guys are fucking gaslighting me.
One voice is Subaru, and one voice is Rudeus. So the big question mark here, and what ends up this all turns into, which I think is absolutely goofy, is that, yes, this whole thing is bringing up the question mark of, will this finally bridge the two communities together?
Fuck no. Absolutely not. Because the bridge, even if you made a bridge, people won't cross it. Because these are schizo mentally ill kids that have nothing better to do but identify themselves as a part of one single fandom. And if you're not part of us, you're against us. They're genuinely so fucking stupid that they can't appreciate many different things. They can only like one thing. And if you're not with us, you're against us. They're lonely, depressed, schizo kids who want negative engagements by rage baiting because this gives them the dopamine rush that's absent because they have no fulfilling life. They have no deep relationship with their family, friends. Happy people, happy, fulfilled people don't waste their time on Twitter arguing against fucking fandoms of anime.
Which, again, boggles my mind. When I went onto Twitter this morning, what was in the trending wasn't congratulations Uchiyama and Kobayashi. What was trending was this voice actor marriage. Will it finally kill the dispute between these two fandoms?
Nope.
And me, personally, thankfully, I am not really in those bubbles, so I don't see it as often.
Same. I, like, as much as I farm those Twitter threads, right? Whenever people are fucking screeching like monkeys and we'll make fun of them, I don't use Twitter like that. I just get links sent to me saying, hey, check out this thread, and I go there. But you'll see that my Twitter account has literally no following, no engagement, no posts. I only use it to contact YouTube support because nothing good can come from, posting on Twitter. It's genuinely a fucking waste of time.
But every now and then I get introduced to it. And I thankfully, thank goodness, the community that I have somehow managed to be blessed with that has surrounded me, the community in our Discord, most people don't really have this feud.
Yeah, because your community is probably based off of Mushoku Tensei enjoyers who are reasonable people. There's a small subsection of the vocal minority who are just mentally ill again, that only identifies themselves as one single thing and everything else is ass. Everything else must be put down.
Like everybody in our Discord, we have a very strong Mushoku Tensei fandom in our Discord because currently I'm covering the Mushoku Tensei novel series.
That's also why I'm not subscribed to him. I'm scared for the different thumbnails and spoiler titles. He makes great content, but this isn't anything personal. I'm just doing this in order to avoid spoilers.
And literally every time the discussion is coming up about ReZero versus Mushoku Tensei, pretty much everybody on our Discord is like, yeah, I like them both.
Yeah.
And yes, there's some people that are like, I don't like, ReZero because I don't like Subaru. Perfectly understandable. I've even mentioned the idea that most people, I get that. Because I see that you can be kind of annoyed by Subaru. He's kind of an annoying character.
Absolutely.
But rarely has anybody in the Discord been like vehemently on one side. Like, I hate this other side.
Yeah, because again, like this is the same with my community too. We cover so many different anime. I love Mushoku Tensei. I love ReZero. I talk shit about Rudy. I talk shit about Subaru. But people have selective hearing and only get triggered when their belief and their worldview is shattered because they're thinking Mushoku Tensei is peak and ReZero is ass. Why? Because they're stupid fucking kids that's playing team sports that can't appreciate both. They're actual fucking losers. And these sycophants, it's a vocal minority. This is not the majority. The majority are silent lurkers who are content and happy with their lives. It's reflective of his community. It's reflective in my community. Most people do not behave like this. The people on Twitter are a very special crowd of people. They need a lobotomy.
We had one individual on our Discord at some point, and they were just ranting about how they felt that the writing felt childish. It felt like it was for kids. And that, yes, even going so far as to say that if you enjoy ReZero, you must be a kid because only kids could really get this juvenile writing. Most people shut him down very quickly. It was like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Get over it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And yes, technically in a lot of my comment sections and on Twitter, typically when I'm posting about ReZero, I'm getting comments from people that just, they despise it.
Yes, because again, happy people do not engage. They may like the video. They watch the video and they like, good take. Bye, see you next time. The angry, upset vocal minorities are the ones that engage in behaviors like this. That's why it's selective bias. You think that this is the majority because you're constantly getting inputs from the mentally ill people, but it turns out it's only the mentally ill people who are triggered enough that comments. Most people can't be bothered to comment and just, leave after they watch the video and they're satisfied.
Like every time I make any piece of content, the same person has to reply to every single one of the videos and clips, and
you should just ban them. Literally just hide the user so that their comments don't show up anymore. That's what I do immediately. There's no point trying to argue or trying to reason these people. You cannot reason somebody into a position that they did not, reason themselves into. It's fucking a waste of time. Just ban them, move on, and just make better content.
And whatnot, saying, I don't like Subaru. And it's like, dude.
Nobody cares.
Cool. You don't have to partake in this. It's okay.
Yeah, it's the thing too. All they have to do is stop watching. These people are victims of their own selves. They're like prisoners, and their entire head, their brain is their own jail. Like, why do you continue to engage and talk about the show that you fucking hate? Why do you continue to watch something and hate watch? Why are you doing this? Just move on. Talk about Mushoku Tensei instead. Talk about anything else that makes you happy instead. No, you need to go out and let everyone know how angry and triggered you are. But it's like, holy shit. What kind of retard do you need to be to spend the limited time that you have in this life and spend it every day getting mad and upset? It's literally self-harm. These idiots continues to smack their fucking head every single day, being upset and triggered rather than enjoying something they like. For fucking what, bro? Because it's easy negative engagement, because you get a couple likes on Twitter and it makes your brain go happy, because you're a lonely, pathetic loser that have absolutely nothing fucking going on. It's genuinely sad. Hate watchers are the most pathetic people on social media. Maybe not the most pathetic people, but they're definitely top tier. It takes a special person to waste their personal time to go around getting mad and actively engaging in things that they hate rather than moving on and enjoying something else.
Move on with your life. It's not that big of a deal. So I have run into it. It's just one of those things where I'm not always there, so I don't know that it's actually a thing. Until literally these two individuals, Uchiyama and Kobayashi, gets married and they announce it and everybody's happy for them and everybody's making jokes about, again, the idea of Rudeus marrying Rowan, or the idea of Puck marrying Subaru.
Yeah.
Like,
funny memes.
Literally, Puck cucks her own. Puck cucks his daughter. Puck literally NTRs his daughter.
And if it's even funnier if you think that like Puck is actually might be the real dad too.
And
Subaru is also a furry now.
Steals away Subaru. Those jokes come up, but most people are like happy for them.
Subaru is a gay furry. I mean, most furries are gay though, right?
This is so fantastic. Congratulations. It couldn't have been done for better people. Like, I love both of these seiyus. I think they're fantastic
they're great
at their work. And here they are coming together in holy matrimony. Congratulations. I wish you guys the best. But it boggles my mind that the thing that trends and the thing that people are talking about and what I see all over the place is the same comment. Will this finally fix this feud between the two sides?
Nope.
And again, me being somebody outside of that particular fandom or whatever, that particular group of people, I wouldn't even call it fandom, that group of people.
It's a literal fucking swamp of the biggest losers, just all in there, just mud fighting against each other. And here's the interesting thing about social media. Whatever's trending is usually because of controversy. Negative feelings and controversies trend way harder in social media. And this is the very insidious thing about the social media algorithm. It's a looping system, right? It's a cycle. Like the example I give of how kids figure out that it's so easy to get likes when you start to shit on something, you start to make controversial, stupid takes by rage baiting. It's the easiest form of getting engagement because people get triggered and start commenting and replying back. Negativity feeds itself. Negative emotions, I think, are way more alluring. It's way more engaging than positive emotions on social media. And the algorithm rewards that behavior by making people just become more unhinged and say the more stupid shit, inflammatory shit. That's why it's trending.
It shocks me for a brief moment where I go, oh yeah, this is a thing, right? The thing that's trending right now and the thing everybody's responding to is, well, is it gonna fix this? Now that's where I get into my overall actual feelings on this situation, because in the end it's a nothing. It's an absolute nothing. It's a controversy. Nobody truly gives a crap about this.
Yep.
And when I seen that trending on the side,
Yes, and the people that tweet about shit like this, they don't care. They're just trying to fill the void in their hearts. Lonely, depressed, miserable fucks trying to wage in on these culture wars, trying to shut down their fandoms. They don't actually care. Nobody cares about this. It's all about the imaginary online points that they're farming that makes them feel good about themselves because they feel nothing. They're bitter and numb people, but at least this makes them feel something to feel alive.
I think most of the people are saying, will this fix it? Not necessarily people being outraged at the two that got married. But yes, that's a joke that I immediately think of. Is like, is there somebody out there like me that has this card that's signed with Uchiyama's signature?
Damn.
And I gotta burn this now because she married that guy from ReZero.
Yeah, some people like that exist, definitely.
Though again, they technically both are playing roles in both series.
Yep.
This didn't change anything by them getting married. They're both on in both properties. But is there truly people out there that are mad about this marriage? I didn't see anything.
Not genuinely mad, but some people are just grifting, right? Just using this as an excuse to make inflammatory posts.
Really didn't see anything. I think most people were just kind of preemptively saying, will this help it? And my response to that is no.
It'll never help.
That trending on the side that literally says, will this finally end the feud between these two fandoms?
Nope.
It was never existing to begin with. Again, it might be because I'm outside the bubble. This might be more prevalent on, like, I don't know, the Reddit forums for ReZero and the Reddit forums for Mushoku Tensei, and I just don't see it because I don't want to go there and see spoilers. There might be, like, legitimately large amounts of people that are feuding over the two sides, but from what I see on the outside looking in is I don't really see this a thing. I think it's probably just a group of people that are so tribalistically invested in their property.
Yes.
I had here recently a Psychologist. I was talking to Psychologist about Mushoku Tensei and ReZero and whatnot, and he at some point asked me, is this a thing? He asked me literally, what is the deal with people that are like super invested into one of the two properties? Why do they hate the other?
Because again, it's tribalism, it's team sports. Some people genuinely can't appreciate more than one thing. Their entire identity is based off of one single thing because they are losers that's never accomplished anything in their lives. They're miserable, pathetic losers that makes their entire personality based off of one fandom, one big thing. And by doing that, they go on to police others about if you're not enjoying our show only, then you are doing something wrong. This is the most loser behavior I see quite often. And this is like team sports mindset, right? You can't just appreciate celebrating, multiple teams or multiple people or multiple different sides. They can only identify themselves as one thing, and it's because they're so fucking heavily invested into it, they can't even possibly imagine that watching other shows is like a beneficial thing to them. It's genuinely loser fucking behavior. And here's the really interesting part. This kind of rivalry, if you can even call it rivalry, these kind of like basically just both sides just like, engaging in negative engagement and shitting on each other. It's actually great for viewership. I'm not talking about viewership of me when I'm farming these retards on Twitter and reading their comments. I'm talking about just like both shows. Do you know why there's like, made up drama between content creators or made up drama between like different sports teams or different like wrestlers, for example? Here's a good one. WWE, they're wrestling, right? There's different story narratives that's created by having rivalries and some sort of storyline, right? Competition, both sides hating each other and shit like that, right? This dries up engagement. Everybody loves it. They get popcorn and they start eating this shit. It's stupid fabricated drama, but stuff like this actually kind of helps the ratings and the viewership for a lot of things because it gets people fucking talking. So at the end of the day, I think the majority of people genuinely are normal people. They don't care. They enjoy both Mushoku Tensei and ReZero. More people are silent lurkers though. They don't go out and voice their opinions about how they're always satisfied with the show because happy people, again, don't need to comment shit like this. It's just a very vocal minority group of these schizo mentally ill people that are the loudest, and therefore you are now seeing a selection bias of this kind of inputs of people apparently starting feuds and drama online. And at the end of the day, these are literally children, 13, 14-year-old children that should be banned from social media. They don't even have a fucking prefrontal cortex that's developed enough to realize that both fucking authors are chill with each other and support each other. Who are you beefing on behalf of? What side are you fucking taking right now? The authors ask you to do this shit. They're chill. They're having fun. The voice actors, they're having fun. They're getting married. And these retard children will go out and fight imaginary ghosts, getting triggered on things that doesn't even fucking exist. Why? Because they're losers. And they just want that dopamine hit when they negatively engage and rage bait and a bunch of replies happen, a bunch of likes or, quote retweets happen. And that's it. Bunch of pathetic losers that are trying to cope with their shitty existence by latching onto one specific fandom because they have done nothing with their life.
And I said, I don't really think it's a thing. There is people like that, but it's just like any other property. It's like different people that are fans of different groups of comic books and whatnot. Like these people get invested in their thing and they
Marvel versus DC. Here's another example. Fandom wars.
think the other thing is horrible. It's the PlayStation versus Nintendo. It's the Dreamcast versus the GameCube.
Xbox and PlayStation, right? Coca-Cola, Pepsi. Why can't you idiots just enjoy it all? Because again, you're so fragile. You base your entire fucking identity off of one thing. And as soon as someone else enjoys something else, it shatters your worldview and makes you think, did I invest my entire time into the one thing that's actually not good? Oh my God. Now I feel like what I've done is invalidated and I need to speak out on this injustice. Absolute fucking losers without any sort of unique independence, any sort of like individualism, actual NPC bot behavior.
It's fandoms for certain things that people invest into and they don't want the other thing to exist for some reason, which doesn't make sense to me. That's like my point of view for ReZero and Mushoku Tensei is.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to you because you're only seeing it from the lens of your rational, logical thinking brain, Mr. Otaku Spirit. But try to see it from the perspective of these schizo losers, right? It makes a lot of sense to me. And I don't think what I'm saying right now is like being an armchair psychologist. I truly believe like what I've said is constantly repeated talking points that I say whenever I farm these Twitter threads. You just look at the type of shit that they say or how they like portray themselves online. These are literal children.
Is why not both? They're both incredible for their own reasons. Mushoku Tensei, I've always said, is a very deep dive into the dirtier sides of human beings and that desire to change and go forward into something better with a really cool, fantastical world. Over here with ReZero, it gets into the mind of Subaru and his constant loops and his distrust of people and his struggles that he goes through and the pain he goes through and a massive amount of world building and fantastic characters. Like they both do things their own way incredibly well. Mm-hmm. They both have great characters. They both have a fantastic world. They're just both taking it from different angles. And they both are incredible. You can like both of them. But I think some people, and again, that's why I was connecting it to like the, superhero sides and the console wars and all that kind of crap. Some people get in their
tribalism. It's one thing or nothing. They cannot appreciate more than one thing. They identify themselves as the biggest fan of one thing.
Mind that they have to make a tribe. That their thing is better than the other thing, and they don't want the other thing to be happy. That my thing deserves.
These people are genuinely upset when other people are having fun. These are the type of people who get upset at other people enjoying themselves doing something else. It's because they don't feel like they're part of it. And now they feel like they have invested into the wrong show, the wrong game, whatever. And this is the best part. You are such a fucking loser that you could even have this opinion. How does someone else's enjoyment suddenly change how you consume content or enjoy things? It's the same fucking mindset of pathetic losers that goes on to see validation from others, wearing clothes, not because they like it, but because they think it's the popular clothes to wear. Some sort of new trendy shoe, new style. They don't actually buy it because they actually think it's nice and they want it. They do it because everyone else is doing it, but suddenly the trend changes and they feel like they invested into the wrong thing. Actual NPCs, no critical logical thinking, no individualism. They have no personality. Their entire makeup is based off of latching onto one fandom, one community, because again, they're nothing.
deserves more love than your thing. I connected to this personally or something and I got invested in it, and I don't like people talking about something else. And that's really what it comes down to. I think people legitimately don't like people talking about things that they don't want to talk about. They want you to talk about Mushoku Tensei. It would be like me going into my Discord and going into my Mushoku Monday channel and then finding that somebody's talking about ReZero randomly. Like they go, hey, I really like this part of the book because, you know, it's similar to when Subaru did this. And I go, stop talking about Subaru. You're talking about Mushoku Tensei. I want to talk about Mushoku Tensei. You're not allowed to talk about it.
That example is a bit different because this is his private community where there's a specific structure of the theme of today is Mushoku Tensei Mondays. And having a rule set where you're supposed to focus on just Mushoku Tensei in a private setting, I think makes sense. And if you want to moderate people for being off topic, I think that makes sense. But the issue is Twitter is not a private setting. It's a fucking public place to post whatever you want. You cannot start moderating or, you know, trying to police people of people talking about different shows that you're not into it. Like, that's fucking stupid, right?
People, for some reason, get super, and I will say it, stupidly tribalistic about things. And I honestly think there's something wrong with those individuals.
Yes, like absolutely they are. If they were normal functioning members of society who are fulfilled and happy, they wouldn't be doing this shit. Only the stupidest mentally ill children engage in this.
They get that angry about things. It makes me believe there's something wrong with them.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's healthy. And I don't think that people should give it that much attention. Even though I'm making a whole video on this,
that's impossible though. And the whole notion of, hey, you shouldn't, you know, give them attention by making videos, I don't think that's right either. I think criticizing and making fun of them is perfectly fine. Making fun of them and letting other people know that this is fucking pathetic behavior and pointing them and, you know, admonishing them, I think that actually supports the cause.
Is to explain that I don't see a reason why people would even question that. When Uchiyama and Kobayashi announced their marriage, that people would be more interested to see if this will stop this feud, that I personally think is a nothing. It's more that people are wondering if it will finally stop. These crazy people that are getting in my comment section and complaining about Subaru and how that's the worst property ever and that you should
ban
talk
them.
about Mushoku Tensei. That
ban
Rudeus
them.
is a disgusting, nasty person and you should be talking about ReZero. Those people that want you to talk about what they love. And they feel like if you talk about one of these things, you're taking away from what they want. That's simply what it is. And so yes, to answer the question I posed earlier that the trending was questioning and that everybody else is questioning right now with this, will this stop the feud? No. Because it was never logical to begin with.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
You cannot reason people out of a situation that they did not reason themselves into. When you see a dog barking on the side of the road, do you go there and try to fucking argue and try to calm it down and try to debate it? No, it's a fucking dog screeching at it. But at the very least, we can pet the dog. What use are these insane Twitter retards? What kind of purpose do they have? At least I can make ad revenue off of them by making fun of them.
It wasn't logical to begin with. But with all that said, like I said, I want to say once again, Kobayashi, Uchiyama, congratulations. This is fantastic news. I wish them all the best. They are fantastic at their work, and their work has been an absolute blessing to me. Enjoying their work. Every single episode that I've seen and what they've done is absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait for more. So
that's pretty much it. Here's the thing. At the root of it, tribalism comes from our innate desires and instincts of being monkeys. We're primates, man. We're literal fucking animals. But the difference between a human being and a primate monkey is that you have some base level of intelligence to be able to override these instinctual, you know, impulses, right? But here's the thing. Most people are so fucking stupid that they don't do this. And that's why they're monkeys at the end of the day. They get so easily triggered and upset when someone is talking about something that they themselves personally don't enjoy. But rather than ignoring it and just appreciating that other people can enjoy other things, they themselves feel the need to shout and yell and say, what you're doing is actually wrong because it's not what I'm doing. It's fundamentally just like a DNA instinct of us monkeys, and it just shows you that social media, it really just like accelerates these mental illnesses. The algorithm which just thrives off of negative engagement, lonely, depressed losers trying to feel a dopamine rush by engaging in these rage baits as they realize that rather than talking about something they enjoy, shitting on something that other people enjoy gets more clicks. And that's it, bro. It's a sick, sick fucking world. So I'm gonna keep making fun of them and make some money out of it. Please go check out Mr. Otaku Spirit's video. Here's the link to it. Go support him if you want, and I'll see you next time.